Well, it is certainly a pleasure to have with us tonight the governor of Ohio. John Kasich is an amazing man, and getting to know his story, understanding his commitment to service, his desire to bring the issues that are very important to the future of America to the forefront. He doesn't wince at all. He's a clear-spoken, clear leader that may be the next president of the United States. Please help me welcome Governor John Kasich. How do we fix the VA so that we take quality care of the men and women who serve this nation?
When it comes to the health care, look, the system right now is so broken that a veteran should be able to get health care what's closest to them, wherever it is. And they ought to have choice, and they don't have to just go to a veterans hospital. They should be able to go anywhere to get their health care. Now, a friend of mine actually took the job as the head of the VA. His name is Bob McDonald, and he used to run Procter & Gamble, which is a global company. And look, I'm not going to criticize Bob because I'm not in his shoes, but when he first got the job, I told him to watch out for the bureaucracy. And the bureaucracy can really get you. And if you've never been in the government before, they have an amazing way to slow you down. So I believe that that whole VA needs to be decentralized, Tim. And I think at the same time, we've got to get some of the best minds in the country to sit down and figure out how we restructure this. And it's got to involve Republicans and Democrats, because back in the old days when I was working with Floyd Spence, there wasn't a dime's worth of difference between Republicans and Democrats when it came to fighting the Soviet Union. I don't think there's a dime's worth of difference when it comes to making sure our veterans are our highest priority. But this whole system has to be changed. In the meantime, let them go, set them free, let them go out and get whatever health care they want whenever they need it, and that should be immediate.
I'm sure you've followed in the news over the last several weeks. We've had a major debate with the president on the closing of Gitmo and the transferring of the enemy combatants to perhaps South Carolina, Colorado, or Kansas. This has been met with a stern opposition.
If I'm President of the United States, we're not closing Gitmo,
God bless
period.
him.
Okay? I frankly don't even understand the thinking there. No, the answer is keep it open.
Deborah Holler from Charleston finds the issue of immigration to be one of the most important issues for her. She starts at the borders, about border control.
Yeah.
Talk about immigration and, frankly, how would we secure the border? And one of her questions, second question is, how long would it take?
Well, you have to secure the border the same reason we lock our doors at night. You can't have people walking into our homes, and you can't have people walking into our country. So we have to guard the border. It should be top priority. And it's also about protecting, the homeland. So you move quickly on this, and you go and you get, and everything doesn't have to be a wall. I mean, there are some places where the geography lends itself that people can't get in, and that's great, and we got to monitor. So use all the 21st century techniques to make sure we control the border. Then I think we need a guest worker program so people can come in and work and go back home, because they want to come in and work, and they ought to come in and work, but head back home. And then for the 11 million that are here, in my view, that if they've been law-abiding, they should pay a penalty. They broke the law. They should not have a path to citizenship, but a path to legalization, and they need to assimilate. And, the idea that we're going to deport, 11 million people. Now, and I'm going to fly to the moon tonight. I mean, it's just not going to happen, and it's not doable. So we have to deal with it. Now, once the wall is done, in my opinion, anybody who comes across goes back. No excuses. See, Reagan was for a program like this in 1986, President Reagan. The problem was they didn't enforce who the heck was coming in and were they legal or were they not legal. They didn't finish the wall. But I think a program that protects the borders but takes a common sense and rational approach both to the issue of being able to be a guest worker and dealing with the 11 million people who were here, and making sure that they don't get to citizenship. They don't deserve that. They broke the law. But if they're law-abiding, I think they can stay. That's my feeling about that.
Carolyn Sudds asks a question on sanctuary cities.
Get rid of them. I mean, just get rid of them.
I like your short answers. The next
Yeah.
question. Mary Taylor from here in Hilton Head has a real question about balancing the budget. We
She's
just
my
got that.
lieutenant governor. Is she down here? What is? Better not be here, Mary. You got to be. Okay, go ahead.
Different Mary Taylor.
What's her question?
A 4-year plan. to
You can't,
reduce our
you
de-
can't,
reduce
you
our
can't balance
deficits.
the budget in 4 years unless you're going to rip all kinds of stuff apart. I mean, I would love to do it in 4 years, but look, when we ended up balancing the budget, we had a 7-year plan in, the last time we did it, and we ended up getting there very, very quickly. And I would hope we could get there quicker, but I don't want to come in here and tell you we're going to balance a budget in 4 years, because, I mean, what are you going to do with Medicare? What are you going to do with Medicaid? What are you going to do with all these programs that are higher education? What are you going to do with them? So you got to have something that you could vote for, Tim, that we could pass the United States Senate. You can't have something that nobody's going to vote for. Might sound good. Oh yeah, I mean, we're going to balance it next week. I mean, it just doesn't happen that way. But that's experience. And when you don't have experience, then, you're not quite sure about things.